What's going on, man? I hope y'all are having a good one. We are here for episode 3, and I'm telling you, it's going to be fire. It's going to be fire. We talked about a lot of things in episode 1, episode 2. Right? And then, why am I getting right? And I know I do this. What is I'm going to go live from another network. I'm gonna go live from another network. All right. Wow. You got to be kidding me, man. Are we good now? Are we good to go? Maybe. We seem to be all right? I don't know. How can I check it? How can I check it? How can I check it? Let's do this. Let's get off of this. Um, let's see. I don't know. Maybe we're good now. All right. Hopefully we are, right? Hopefully we are good. We are good to go. Let's see. Can I do this? Let's go here. Um am I able to? Am I able to? Yeah, it looks like it. It looks like it, right? Boom, let's do it. Let's do it. All right. So we are here, man. Life after high school. This is episode 3. And some of y'all are in our live chat here. And then some of you are just tuning in. Either way, listen, I'm happy to have you. Right. If you did not catch week 1, uh, week 2, I want you to go back and I want you to check them. I want you to check out them too, right? Episode 1 and episode 2 before you fully dive into episode 3. Why? Because this is building blocks. And what we did in episode 1 carried over to episode 2, right? And we're going into episode 3 and we're going to continue to climb. So let's see. We are talking about excuses in this episode, right? This episode, man, we are strictly focused on excuses. I want you to understand something. Everything that I share with you guys is all directly related to sales. All right. It's all directly related to sales. The reason why I want to keep everything tied into sales is because it's going to help you to identify and use the 4 C's, right? When you can master the 4 C's: commitment, courage, capabilities, and confidence, yo, you are unstoppable, right? So, in the process of learning these things and not having it be boring, I said, why not tie it to sales, right? These are the things I really struggled with. My commitment, bro, was next to none, right? When we're talking about this until I got into sales. My courage was only good inside of a hood environment, was only good in the streets. That's why I had all the courage, right? Outside of that, I didn't. Like it was the weirdest thing, right? So the commitment, the courage, the capabilities. I was getting so burnt out because I was working continuously outside of my capabilities, right? So when you're outside of your capabilities, what you're doing is you're damaging your commitment, you're damaging the courage, right? At the end of the day, and you're beating up the confidence that you didn't even develop yet. So you're just putting yourself deeper and deeper and deeper into a hole. When I realized that my capabilities, like when I realized what my capabilities was, like the easy stuff, the stuff that got a little harder, the stuff that stressed me out, but I could still do it. When I understood that, yo, I got so much more done. All right. And not only did I get so much more done, but my confidence, my confidence went through the roof. All right. So that's what I want to help y'all to do. Y'all. I used to say use all the time, right? You all. I want to help you all. Right. There's gonna be no edits in here. Y'all are gonna get the uncut version of this. Why? Because I want you to see, man, nothing starts off perfect, but as you go, things get better, but you will always, always, always make mistakes, and it's okay. All right. Let me stay on track. When you do them things, the commitment naturally comes. All right. I mean, the courage, the confidence naturally comes. when you are 100% fully committed, when you have the courage to stand by that, right? The capabilities, when you know what they are. And then by just doing them three, that fourth one, man, it just kicks in. It just kicks in 100%. And that's where you're like, yo, I got all the confidence. You know what I mean? I don't need you to validate me. I don't need no approval from you. So let's talk about this today. When we're looking at excuses, listen, and y'all are gonna see me read off of the slide because I want to really make sure that y'all get this, right? And y'all know, right? If you follow me a little bit, you know, like I don't like reading out loud. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not my thing. Why? I don't know. I get nervous. I think you ever get nervous? You get nervous too, right? I'm not the only one. But think about this. Let's go. Let's stay on track here. Excuses are the silent barriers between you and your potential. I don't want to just read something and skip by it, right? I want you to really break this down. And listen, side note, this is how I be reading emails. When I read an email, I'm gonna be like, yo, excuses are the silent barriers between you and your potential. And I'm gonna respond to that. I'm just gonna break that down, right? Just side note. Because I can't, if I read the whole thing and then try to respond, I'm lost, right? So I do it like that. Just a little cheat code. But let's talk about it. Excuses are the silent barriers between you and your potential. So when I'm like, man, I'm not gonna go, I'm not gonna set up that automation. I don't feel like it right now. That excuse is the barrier that's holding me back from freeing up my time. So when I'm saying I don't want to do that right now, that's a lie, right? I do want to do it right now. I do want to free up my time, but I don't know how to. And I'm going to have to expose a lot of weaknesses. Maybe my reading comprehension ain't really where it needs to be for that level, whatever it is, right? And maybe I don't have the resources to go and pay somebody to do it. So I just come up with an excuse to keep putting it to the side, putting it to the side, putting it to the side, versus saying, okay, how much of this do I know? And then what's the next thing I need to learn? And then let's just study that for the next week, the next 2 weeks, however long it takes to get that one step done, right? So I want you to really understand that excuses are the silent barrier between you and your potential. I really want you to get that. Matter of fact, I want you to write down what is an excuse that you're using that's in between you and what you want, right? Write that down. I want you to write that down. Some are obvious, why others hide behind fears and valid reasons, right? Right? Some are obvious, why others hide behind fears. There we go. Some are obvious, why others hide behind fears. Think about that. Think about that, right? Some are obvious, some hide behind fears. Okay, cool. Let's keep it moving. But no matter how they appear, they all hold you back the same. Whether they're obvious, whether they're hiding, whether you know what it is, don't want to deal with it, doesn't matter. They all do the same thing. They hold you back. So if you know that what you want is there, you just got to get away from the excuses and you can have it, right? It makes all the sense in the world. If you're serious about growth, it's time to face them head on with absolute honesty. I told y'all, and I say it all the time, I'm not the best speller, I'm not the best writer. So I was always using, man, I'm not good at emails, you send it. Oh, I'm not good at this, you do it. Anything that had to do with spelling or writing, like, yo, I'm not good, you do it. Instead of figuring out what part I was actually good at when it came to writing. I'm not good at writing a whole paragraph, right? I'm not good at writing a essay. I'm not good at that. It's not my thing, but I became very good at writing like a 1-2 liner, right? To get into where we can have an in-person or we can have a phone call, but I can get you off of the email thing. All right. I became very good at that. All right. So I want you to understand it. This isn't a one-time exercise. It's a challenge. Your need to revisit again and again. Over and over, you're gonna have to go through this over and over, right? So on the level you're at, once you learn to beat them excuses, you'll be able to graduate to the next level, right? Forget the next level, the next step. The step you're at, when you eliminate the excuses, you'll be able to go to the next step. When you go to the next step, there's going to be other challenges that create other excuses. So you got to revisit this process all over again. It doesn't change. But once you go through it, right? Listen, this becomes a big problem. When you know that these challenges are there and you try to deviate and go around, right? You try to avoid, then what happens is every time challenges come, you go into flight mode. You go into flight because you haven't beaten the challenges yet. So as far as you're concerned, you're about to get beat up by the neighborhood bully. You know what I'm saying? Like the big bully is about to come get you. That's how you're looking at it. But the minute you stand your ground and you push through, no matter how long it takes you, you push through. Now when it comes up the next time, something else, you're like, oh, I got this. I just gotta. And then you get so far into it, you get hit, boom, like, oh, this is different. But you done came so far, you keep pushing that momentum. And we're going to get into that, right? That's a whole nother piece. We'll get into that, right? So the question is, will you break through, or will you let excuses define you? Defined. Or would you let excuses define you, right? You got to ask yourself, will you break through, or will you let excuses define you? It's up to you. Only you can make that, right? Only you can make that decision. So let's do this. Let's go into this first slide, right? The first question I want you to ask yourself is, what are your top 5 excuses? What are the top 5 excuses that you find yourself using on a daily basis? What are the ones that you find yourself using over and over and over? If you really look and if you really pay attention, you'll find that every time this happens, this excuse follows. Every time this excuse follows what happened, this happens next. And you'll find the pattern when you start to look at the excuses. Now you can identify what the excuses are costing you. But let's go into these 3 bullet points that will help you to understand why identifying these things are important, right? A lot of times people say to you, hey, go do this, go do that. Hey, you have to do this, you have to do that, but never tell you why. Never tell you what you're going to get out of it. That's not what we're going to do here. I'm going to tell you, yo, ask yourself this, and I want you to answer the questions, right? Not right now. Go back, answer them later, but I want you to answer. But I also don't want you. All right, I was getting ready to go somewhere. Let me stop. All right, so when we're talking about this, the first thing, control your invisible roadblocks, right? Control your invisible roadblocks. When you know what your 5 excuses are, your top 5 excuses, when you know what they are, you now have the power to control the invisible roadblock. Why? Because it's not invisible anymore. You know what it is. It's invisible when you don't know, but you're not getting the progress you want. All right, let's go to this next one. When you know your top 5 excuses, you have the ability to upgrade your life. You truly have the ability to upgrade your life because you know what the excuses are. You know, if you get rid of this excuse, that excuse, it'll get you here, right? So now you know what you can do to uplift your life, right? Upgrade it. I want you to upgrade your life. Number 3, it adds to your success roadmap. When you know what the top 5 excuses that you use, you now can put them on that roadmap to say, okay, yep, I got to get past that excuse. Every time this happens, I use that excuse. When I use that excuse, it stops me from getting that. I got to get past that. So that's going to add to my roadmap because when I put it there, every time I conquer it and I get past it, I'm further on my success map. But I can't travel the road of success and keep getting beat out by excuses, right? If I keep traveling the road of success and I keep letting excuses beat me, I'm going to get so tired of it that I'm just going to jump. So my mom used to say to me all the time, Pete, there's 2 roads in life, right? What are they? And she would say this to me. I'm not going to say it here because all right. So she said, one is the road to success, right? There's 2 roads to life. You have the road to success, and then you have the road to donkeys, right? So the road to success and the road to donkeys. That's what we'll call it here, right? The road to success and the road to donkeys. So I just want you to ask yourself, what road do you want to travel on, right? All right, let's break this down a little more. Let's break this down just a little more and let's talk about some of the tricks, right? I mean, some of the tips. I don't know why I said tricks. Some of the tips and techniques, right? Number 1, recognize that every excuse you make is a story you tell yourself. By naming it, you take its power away and can replace it with a productive solution. Fire, right? So when I recognize the excuse, when I identify the excuse, I got to really say to myself, yo, this is a story I tell myself. Is this story true? I don't have time to do this. Is that true? When I said I don't have time to do this, and then what did I go do? I sat down and I watched TV. So could I have really did it? I didn't want to do the work. I didn't want to do the work, right? So it's a story that you tell yourself. So because it's you telling yourself the story, you buy into it. You buy into the story, right? We got to stop that. Number two, right? Number two, every time you overcome an excuse, you're building a stronger, more confident version of yourself, one step closer to the life you want. Think about it. We're giving power to elimination, right? Every time you overcome an excuse, you're building a stronger, more confident version of yourself. This thing that you knew you had to go do, you kept saying, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. But then one day you jumped up and you went and did it. And when you did it, you're like, wow, I really did that. And then you got up and you did it again. You're like, oh, I did that. You did it again. And now you're like, yo, I want to do more. So not only did you do what you've been doing, but you did that and then you added to it. And you kept doing it. And then you added. And then you added. Yo, you're just building a stronger version of yourself. You're unstoppable at this point, right? This is where you become unstoppable, all right? Don't let nobody kill that fire. When that fire is lit, yo, everything that comes into your life has to be gas. You know what I mean? Everything. Like if like so before your fire is going, you have fuel, right? You got fuel. You just need that spark. And then that spark comes, boom, and you're just like an inferno, poof, right? Like your passion, your all your emotion, like everything is on high alert. Like you're ready to go take on the world, and life starts to pour water on you, and your fire is fading, and you keep going towards the water like it's a safety net. It's not. I need you to go to the gas because when the fire is burning, you can never let the fire die. That's your job. When a fire is burning, you can't let it die. So when things and people and whatever, right, comes around you, it's not gas. Yo, change directions because you're either gas or water. The water, right? The water is killing my fire. The gas is adding fuel to the fire. I need the gas. All right. I need the gas. Let's go to this next one. Turning excuses into actionable steps helps you stay focused on your goals, right? Cross out goals, put mission, helps you to stay focused on your mission and make success more achievable one choice at a time. One choice at a time. Like you got to stop thinking that everything got to happen like right now. It's not going to happen right now. It's going to happen one little sliver at a time, right? So one choice at a time. I made the choice to do this. Now let me see what that choice gave me. Ooh, I didn't like that. Cool. Let me make a new choice. Okay, I like what that did. That added to me, right? Boom. Let me make a new choice, right? You see what I mean? Like you just keep going and going and going. You never lose. You only learn, right? You never lose. You only learn. Let's go to this next one. Let's go to this next one. All right. Ask yourself, this is the second question I want you to ask yourself. How are your excuses affecting your growth? How are your excuses affecting your growth? Why do I want you to know this? Because no, 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 no. How are your excuses? I want to tell you. I want to tell you why. You know what I mean? I want to tell you how they're affecting your growth. One, you lack accountability. Your excuses affect your growth because you lack accountability. If no one's holding you accountable, right? And you're not strong enough to do it yourself, that means you fueling the excuse because you give yourself an excuse to get out because no one's holding you accountable that you respect. All right. How else is it hurting you? Not knowing, right? If once you know how your excuses are affecting your growth, you now make different decisions. So if you knew that you're missing opportunities, but not just missing opportunities, but you identify opportunities that you missed based on excuses you made that didn't give you anything longevity. It only fed your emotional self for a short period of time. All right. You're missing opportunities. What else is how else is your excuses affecting your growth? It's lowering your confidence. If you don't have confidence to stand on yours, stand on what you believe, how do you get it? You don't. You watch everybody else live what you want to live. You watch everybody else do what you want to do, right? You don't get to do it. Right now, listen, you're in high school. You have nothing but time on your hands. It's not about playing around. You can go play, you can go have all that fun and do whatever it is you want to do, but just know later you have to do the work. Why not do the work right now, right? Right now you have no bills, no overhead, nothing to worry about, right? Go do it right now. Like right now is the time. It's the time to maximize. All right, let's go to this next one. Let's go to this next one. Let me give you some examples of the impact that it will have. Your lack of accountability, right? Consistently making excuses prevents you from taking responsibility for your actions, which is critical, right? Which is crucial for personal growth and maturity. Okay. The second one, missed opportunities. Excuses often lead to skipping out on activities or challenges that could build skills, connections, and confidence. I hope you get that, right? Let's go back to that real quick. The missed opportunities. When I look back at my past, people be like, yo, don't look at your past, move on, right? All of that. I get it, cool, whatever. But when I look at what I missed, it makes me not want to waste time now and do what I did then that caused me to miss the opportunities. I wanted to be a cop since I was 5 years old. I missed the opportunity because I wanted to go hang out with the knuckleheads. I wanted to go do the things, be around people that didn't have the same vision as me. They didn't have goals for themselves, right? There was no mission for their life. So my mission ended up being consumed by all the nonsense around me because it was stronger than my will over time. At first, it's no, I want to do this, I want to do this. And then it's, oh, all right, cool, let's do it. Okay, yep, I'm going to do that. Yep. And before I know it, I'm in a world that's getting me further away from what I want to do. Now here I am, right? At the time, 35 years old, 35 and a half. And in order for me to go and complete the vision, I had to do things I could have did way back then. But I didn't have the time frame to get it done to meet the deadlines. So I missed opportunities. So when I look at the opportunities, I'm looking at this and I'm like, man, excuses often lead to skipping out on activities or challenges that could build skills, connections, and confidence. I missed out. I got tired of missing out. That's what made me make the change, right? Are you at the point where you're tired of missing out? Do you even want to wait until you're tired of missing out before you take action? All right, let's go to number 3. Lower confidence, right? Lower confidence. Relying on excuses can create self-doubt, as you may start to believe you're not capable of success without justification. I don't need nobody to justify anything with me. I'm him. I am him. The only thing that stops me from having other people see that I am him is when I make an excuse not to show up. That's it. Other than that, listen, I'm him. I believe I'm him. I know it. So I'm always going to show up. I'm always going to show up, even when I don't feel like showing up, even when I'm tired, right? I remember one time I had to do an event. And when I tell you I was bad. I was sick, right? I was sick. I drank so much water. I made myself go throw up, right? By drinking all the water. I got my stomach right, right? Like I wasn't like I didn't have nothing. I didn't want to eat nothing because I didn't want to throw up, but I threw up. I drank something knowing I was going to throw up so that I can at least get on stage. I could do what I needed to do and get off, right? So I did that. I got extremely hydrated. Boom, went and throw up, went on stage, boom, did my thing, got off. Y'all, I was beat. I'm over there like this. Boom. I had one more session to do. I went and did the session. After that, I went and took a nap. Listen, I had to show up. I had to show up. I'm showing up all the time because for me, if I don't show up once, then I might not show up again. And if I don't show up again, then I might not show up again. And then I might not show up again. And then I got to get into the habit of showing up again. Now I don't want to do that. That's painful. That hurts, right? It's painful. I don't want to do that. Let's go to this next one. Number 3, the third question I want you to ask yourself is, what is your definition of excuses? What is your definition of excuses? For me, An excuse is a line that's drawn in the sand that's easily removed. That's it. An obstacle is a line in the sand, drawn in the sand that is easily removed. That's it. When I'm thinking about an excuse, oh, that's easy to overcome. Just do it. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's okay. That's easy to figure out. I don't know how to do it. Let me find somebody who can. Easy, right? I'm not tripping about that. So why is it important? Why do you need to know this? Excuses are band-aids for fear, right? So what is your definition of excuses? One of my examples, excuses are band-aids for fear. I only have this excuse because I don't know what's going to happen. So let me use this excuse as long as I can. But at some point, I'm going to have to rip the band-aid off and figure it out anyway. Okay? Excuses are band-aids for fear. The second one, excuses are time thieves. When I said earlier, you come up with an excuse, I don't have time to do that. But then you go sit down and you watch TV. Your excuse just stole an hour. Your excuse just stole 2 hours of your life that you could have been studying to figure out what it is you're afraid of, right? I want you to pay attention to this, man. The third one, excuses are imaginations misused. Excuses are imaginations misused. I have a vision. I'm imagining this wonderful lifestyle. But then I bring all these excuses on why it can't happen. I'm misusing my imagination. My imagination is supposed to add fuel to the fire to get me motivated to create the momentum so that I can get what I desire. That's it, right? Let's go to this next one. Let's really break this down a little more, right? Let me give you some examples, right, of the definitions. Right? Excuses are based on fears, are band-aids. Excuses are band-aids for fear. They're the temporary cover-ups we use to hide fear of failure, rejection, or stepping out of our comfort zone. They don't fix real issues, they just delay the healing. Like if there's a way you can fix the issue, like you can wipe it out, or you can wipe it out, you can wipe it out forever, right? Or you can wipe it out for a week or two. Which one do you take? The week or two, it takes no effort. The week or two, you're just like, oh, let me take that, boom, put that over that, done. Right? But the real work, it's a little harder, but you don't have to worry about it after that. The real work costs a little more, but you don't have to worry about it once it's done. Right? So I gotta go. My thumb is messed up, right? I gotta go get my thumb fixed. They said, hey, we can put a needle in it. It might work, might last a month or two, right? It might even last up to a year. We don't know. We can't tell you that until we do it. And the pain comes back. I said, okay, but what if you just did the surgery? Well, if we did the surgery, you wouldn't have to worry about it. You'll be fixed. All right, cool. Let's do that. Well, you sure you don't want to try the knee? No. Listen, let's just do the surgery. I don't want the band-aid. I want it fixed because if I got to go back to you, that means I got to run around in pain before I get the appointment. Then I got to go into the appointment. I got to go let you do it again, right? And then I'm going to be in pain a little bit. Why not just get it done and over with? I don't have to come back and see you, right? No band-aids. I don't want a band-aid for nothing. Excuses are time thieves. All right. So every time you use one, you're giving away moments you could have spent growing, improving, or working on your mission. Excuses steal your potential while you're busy defending them. Yo, just the sound of that, right? Excuses are busy stealing your potential while you're defending them. So I'm defending you and you're stabbing me in the back, right? I'm defending you and you're stealing from me. I'm defending you with my life and you're putting me further away from my vision, further away from my desired results. That don't make sense. I'm not defending any excuse, not defending any excuse ever, right? Ever. Like I'm not defending any excuse ever. All right. I want you to think about. Let's go to this next one. Excuses are imaginations misused. They're stories we tell ourselves to avoid trying. When we could use the same creativity to find solutions, take actions, or make progress. When you take your time and put it into something that robs you, right, of what you want, I just want you to ask yourself, does it make sense? That's it. I just want you to ask yourself, hey, does it make sense for me to rob myself, to deny myself? Nah, I'd rather rob myself to improve myself. So I'm going to rob myself of all the fun activities that I feel as though I could be having right now, right? For a short period of time. I'm going to rob myself of that so that I can bless myself with being able to do that long term. Let's go to this next one, man. Let's go to this next one. So, matter of fact, look, we're gonna save that. We're gonna save that for episode 4. Let's save that for episode 4, right? I hope that y'all found this to be valuable, right? Valuable. If so, great, phenomenal, right? If not, yo, bring the questions to the Sunday call, right? Every Sunday, bring the questions to the Sunday call so we can chop it up, so we can have the conversation, because I want you to not just win, I want you to dominate, right? I want you to dominate. I don't want you to just win. I want you to dominate. I was playing Angry Birds one day and it was like, you won. And I had 1 star, right? 1 star, but I noticed there was 2 other stars. So then I was like, yo, why I got one out of the 3? So I played it again. I got 1. I played it again. I got 2 stars. I'm like, yo, cool. It gave me some like different, it get lit up different. It did something different. And I played it again, right? And I kept getting 2 and I kept getting 2 for like a week straight, kept getting 2. And I don't know how I got to the 2, but I played that one time, boom, I hit 3. And I'm like, yo, I didn't win, I dominated. You see what I mean? Like, yo, you can win or you can dominate. Stop settling for winning. I want you to aim for dominating. Don't aim to win, aim to dominate, right? Don't aim to win, aim to dominate. If you aim to dominate, you will most likely always win, right? You will, listen, you're going to win way more than if you aim to win. Because if you aim to win, you're going to come up short a lot of times. You aim to dominate, coming up short, you still get a win, right? No longer, from this moment on, no longer do we aim to win. We're going to aim to dominate, all right? Listen, man, I can't wait to see y'all on the Sunday call. Bring all the questions that you have, right? All the questions that you have. And also what I want you to do, listen, I want y'all to comment. Should we do this every day or should we just do it once a week? Should we do this every day or should we do it once a week? Right? I'm not opposed to every day. Let me know. All right, listen, I will see y'all next week, right? I see y'all next week and I see y'all on the Sunday call. All right, y'all have a good one. I talk to you.